Hi, I'm Eric Bartz, and this is my Prezi presentation for HS 410 Issues in Aging. Go ahead and get started here. One of the first things I remember learning about is physical changes. Obvious things: wrinkles, hair loss, loss of or decrease in vision, age spot, things like that. But one thing through the video that we watched, I remember learning about was atrophy, like how everything was shrinking in the body. So that was neat to see. I didn't realize how extensive it was, so that was something interesting. Another thing we learned about, of course, was mental changes, dementia, memory loss. Something that we begin to struggle with as we get older is memory. It's obvious. Something that I've known about. But one thing that we went into detail was Alzheimer's, and watching that video again was really neat, with the guy from the acapella group when he didn't know where they were going in the car and they told him, but he kept asking. But then when he got to the acapella group and they started singing, it just all clicked for him, and that was really interesting to see. So that was pretty neat. Another thing we learned about was insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. I have Poli-Sci 306 right now, which kind of walks hand in hand with this. But Professor Davis kind of shed some stuff, or mentioned some stuff that I didn't know about, like kind of the source of money. Obviously, through payroll taxes, but I didn't know about the trust fund that we had for this as well. So, he brought some interesting stuff to the table too with his presentation. Another thing we learned about was nursing homes. Something that I was really impressed with was the cost. I mean, almost $100,000, I think it was. But at the same time, I mean, that's kind of typical of this nation. Healthcare tends to be extremely high cost, so I guess that shouldn't be as much as a surprise. And you're getting good care here. I mean, it's 24/7 care, and you're getting help with the things you need at these places for a good quality of life. Assisted living. Again, $50,000, cost we learned about. I think this one was 50. So you're not receiving as much care, but I mean, it's still again expensive. And but a good thing about this is the community. I mean, you're with people your age, which seems nice. You can do hobbies together and things like that. So that was nice to see. Medications. This was really interesting learning about. I felt 8 different medications. I think the average was, which was ridiculous. I mean, that's quite a bit. I can't imagine the interaction with those drugs, the chemicals within those drugs. I feel like this is something taken a little too lightly and should be looked into a little more to help kind of provide a better quality of life. I think these interactions are having more effect than we think. So I think it's something that should be looked into a little bit more in the future. Nutrition. This was my group. One thing I learned about, this is my group presentation, but one thing I learned kind of was that there really isn't any diets out there for older individuals. We start to reduce our intake, and the chances of deficiency kind of increase. So that's something that really needs to be paid attention to as we get older. Is make sure we're getting the nutrients we need, vitamins, things like that, calcium, protein. Things we need, we got to make sure we're getting as we get older. Death, I remember learning about the stages and accepting it and things like that. I was neat. Also, advanced directives and power of attorney. Kind of had a life lesson with that, a real life lesson with that, with my uncle passing away and his family kind of having to deal with all that. That was very tough to see. Something I hope I don't really have to go through with my parents, or hopefully I don't put anybody else in that position for myself. So that was difficult, but a really good learning experience, I think. Quality of life. As we get older, life can be good. I mean, we don't have to be sitting around waiting for death. It's we can still be active, still have a good time. Something I learned from the interview with my grandpa is don't be afraid. Kind of leave no stone unturned, and just kind of live life to the fullest. Future. I'm definitely gonna apply this, things I learned in this class to my career. It helped me solidify kind of my career choice. I definitely want to be in healthcare, and this class definitely makes me confident in that decision. and I have a much better understanding of kind of what the elderly go through, and because of that I feel like I'm going to provide a better service for them and help them have a better quality of life. And that's my presentation, and thank you for watching.